Welcome to the good life. Some leather pants, some $600 Raf Simmons, and a whole lot of I don't give a beep. Yeah, so y'all know I'll be living on the streets, right? I do. Stay in a tent, to be exact. So, why am I ostrich? Why do I care? Why do I care if I'm not a zebra and I'm a lion? Why do I care? You know, at the end of the day, I'm supposed to care, but I don't. And y'all know I don't care. If I cared, I wouldn't move the way I move, you know. I don't feel I have to have an apartment in order for me to be a functioning member. I don't care to be a functioning member of society. You know what? I'm not a functioning member of society. My self-worth isn't based off being seen as a functioning member of society. I was taught that I need to. And that's what all the gurus say. You know, oh well, you've got to be a functioning member of society, Zach. You got to give up old people, places, and things. And what I gave up was spending damn money. I gave up going to the liquor store and paying $36 for a fifth. I gave that up. I gave up going to the dope man and giving him $35 for a hit of MDMA. I gave that up. You know, I gave up being a high-class brothel hoe. I gave that up. You know, I gave up my connections to people who think they're somebody that they're not. I gave that up. I gave up people pleasing and keeping people happy, including my mother, including my brother, including anybody else who felt I owed them something. I had to walk a fine line and look a fine way and act like I'm trying to follow routine like the third duck in a row. Well, I'm not. I'm not a duck, for one. I don't have web feet. I don't. And I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. I lead my own path. Do I got people behind me? You're damn right I do. I got people behind me. Damn right I do. But that ain't because I didn't earn having people behind me. People do walk the way I walk. People see my freedom, the freedom I have today, and the fact that my self-worth ain't based off somebody, knowing it, whether I'm sane or whether I'm not. It ain't about that to me. It doesn't matter. That's not what my self-worth is valued off of. I don't base it off that. I can go sit and have a conversation with a therapist any day of the week, and they can sit there and tell me probably 6 things that's wrong with me clinically, that diagnoses that I have that I should see as some type of trouble or dilemma or a blockage in my life for me experiencing joy. And what they call them blockages and clinical diagnoses and character defects and things that are flawed in my character, what they call a problem, God, he looks at that and he says, well, that's a building block for me. That's an opportunity. Hell, he might even call it a gift. He might, So, opinions vary widely, from person to person. And, I used to be just as closed-minded and scientifically reasoned as anybody. And I wanted to know the truth about everything, whether it had factual evidence to support it or not. So, I would have these conversations with people, and they would try to tell me about God and what I need to know, and I would try to disprove them people, What I do know is there's something at play here. There's something greater than myself that is divinely guiding me. I do know that. I do. So I did open my mind from closed-minded atheist to, I guess, what you would call an agnostic. And that's where I'm at today. Maybe even pagan. You may say that. But I've got just as much experience as anybody. Probably more so than a lot, because a lot of guys have never really done much in life. You know, they married and they went and they stayed in their house with their wife or worked a job or whatever and came home and dinner was on the table and they just ate dinner and they had a simple life, you know. My life's more complex than that. I don't live that way. And that's for a good reason, because some people have more strength in their posture and they can bear more weight on their shoulders. I'm one of them people. I'm rigid. Does that make me better than other people? That's not for me to judge. You know, I don't judge that. I don't judge myself and I don't judge others, but God can judge that. And He can tell you, you know, what He thinks. He can let you know what He thinks of me as opposed to some of these other people out here and some of these other characters in the game. You know, I know one thing, I'm very blessed. I need for nothing. If I need for something, God will find a way to give it to me. I'll get it. I don't really have to go out my way to get it. You know, I've flown a sign maybe twice out here in Ashland, just to show, for main purpose, just to show that I'm not too prideful to do it. Did I really want somebody else's hard-earned money by me standing out and flagging a sign to thousands of people, maybe getting $50 at the end of the day? No, I didn't. And I didn't get $50. I got $5. I went and bought a pack of cigarettes. That's what I did. And that was at the start of this whole homeless little gambit I'm on now. But just to give you an example, the universe looks out for me so much, I wanted a pack of cigarettes. So yesterday, I'm like, I'm going to go in this liquor store, and I'm going to get the cheapest pack of cigarettes they have. Surely I can afford that. And I had $5 on me, so I went in there, and I said, what's the cheapest pack of cigarettes you got? And she said, well, we got some L&M's, and they're $7. I said, wow. Well, I'll go over here to Speedway. Maybe they have some. And before I can say anything else, before I can exit or leave or anything, this gentleman, he looked like a businessman or something, having a nice Saturday evening or afternoon. He grabs a bottle of wine. He says, let me grab what I'm grabbing here, and I'll buy you a couple packs of cigarettes. And I said, okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate that, sir. As a kind gesture, he went, he bought 2 packs of cigarettes, and he gave them to me. He don't even smoke. Probably don't even smoke. He didn't even ask for a cigarette. I should have offered. I didn't. Forgive me. But the thought didn't cross my mind. But anyway, yeah, he bought me 2 packs of cigarettes, and that was that. You know, and then like another time, you know, I had my car and I'm staying up, somewhere where I was staying. People see me parked there because they're kind of like, you know how these some adults and even some adults and some teenagers and stuff get together and they do the car clubs and stuff. Well, it's kind of something like that. They see me up there and they see me staying up there, you know, a couple nights, few nights or whatever, and they pull off and leave, and I find 4 $50 bills folded up, just stacked nice and neat, right on top of each other, and I'm like, that's probably falling out of somebody's wallet, so I'm gonna hang on to it. I held on to it. I went up there and looked around, you know, up top. I didn't see nobody up there, and I was going to save it. I thought, I'm going to save this for a couple days and see if somebody comes around and asks for it. And a thought crossed my mind. Zach, they knew. They knew you're homeless. They knew you need to be blessed with something. Them people put that there intentionally so that you would find it, because they were parked right beside me. And so I went and I spent it and I got some gas, and it all worked out. And I still stayed up there. I didn't run off. I didn't go hide. No, I stayed up there. Nobody never came around asking for the money. It was never a big deal. But just things like that. People go out of their way to find all these things they desire in life, and they never get them, really. They might get something. Every now and then they'll get a little golden nugget of what they're looking for. But it amazes me how some people can hyper-focus on material gains and material wealth but yet, they never truly receive it, like, and me, I just don't give a shit, I just don't, I could care less about that, and I've got more to show for it today, standing in my own power than many people do, standing in their combined power with their relationship or whatever. It blows my mind how I can be so simple and yet receive such blessings and be so content and have such peace and not have a house to sit and rest my head at, not have a relationship with my children, not have a wife or per se a husband, vice versa, figuratively speaking for the women here, so I guess what I'm getting at is this: should my life look like everybody else's life, or am I on to something big? Am I on to something epic? Or does it just seem that way to me? Because it really does seem to me like I've had this revelation of something so major that my life is going to alter forever. And for the longest time, I've sat around and got by on a few full of dollars, get a limited amount of money every month, go month to month, pay rent, pay this, pay that. It's due, to the point now to where I'm down to like literally one bill, and I may make it two here soon because I'm planning about getting a computer, but them things there are things I enjoy though, you know what I mean, and they're progressing me, they're making me a better person. They're going to make it to where someday I can look back at all this and say, man, I was having fun. In the moment, it was so fun. I was having such fun. And boy, what I do to go back to them simple times, because I'm telling you, I'm blessed to be here. A lot of people don't have the freedom I have today. And I know it sounds like I'm just some boy whistling up the wind. Oh, he's homeless, he's miserable, yada, yada. No, I'm not. I'm not miserable. It's not mental anguish for me to be here. It's really not. And it's temporary, you know what I mean? I'm down here today, but it's temporary. I'm a goat, man. I'm a Capricorn. I'll climb to the top. I will. And when I have my feel of this simple life, this way I'm living today, and the pain that I need, the pain I'm trying to avoid, I'm living in, and I'm going to school. What I used to I wanted to do was go to school to prevent this type of situation. But now I'm living in this type of situation, and I'm choosing to stay in it and develop my skills and get myself to an impeccable order or stance to where I can do way more than I ever dreamed possible. Maybe 6 years from now, I may be working for CISA. You never know. I mean, it blows my mind the opportunities that I have today. And that's all direct blessing of sitting still, of being patient, of not trying to fix and control every little thing, because I don't have felonies. I don't have a felony one. I'm not going to say I never will. I don't know. I don't know the future, but I really doubt it. The way I move, the way I do things, I don't see it happening. But yeah. So my goal long term is to never retire. When I get working in cybersecurity and forensics, like my goal is to never retire. I really don't ever want to. Like the thought that I may die one day and not be able to continue doing what I'm doing alone is tremorsome and tiresome, just thinking of that. I don't ponder on it, but just to think of it, it's like, wow, really? But, it's something I'm very passionate about, I'm eager to get forward, get through some more of these days here and get started in class. But yeah, that's my daily thought, my daily bread to share with y'all. Sorry I ran it so long. It's 14:16 on the clock, and I'm gonna chime on out right here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.